Hey guys, welcome to the woods. Well, I was thinking today about the helicopter view. I think that's been kind of a theme we've been building on a little bit, and fear, lack of a sense of worthiness. I don't know which one's more the point. I mean, fear's the all-encompassing word, I think, but I think the rub on getting past the fear is the sense of worthiness. And so there's a lot of judgment on ourselves, and a lot of people are mean to themselves and hold themselves back. So we know that we hold ourselves back. We all do. And I say you need to love on yourself more. And if you love yourself more and appreciate yourself more and accept what you've done in your past and live for your dreams that you have coming, the biggest version you can imagine of yourself coming ahead in your life, that certainly helps. Lean that direction. Lean the direction of love. But then, everybody's got to sort of fish their way through that. It's a journey. It's a solo journey. It's an internal journey. It's called going within or go without. And it's been in religions and it's been in, philosophy and so much stuff for so long. So it's all around us all. But what's the gig? Why is it so tricky? Why do so few people want to even talk about the topic? That's really where you got to say there's a hook in there somewhere, because people will talk about anything. If you're in a general group of people and you talk about something that someone's done wrong, the further the famous and not close to you, that's the easiest target. Everybody knows who that person is. They can identify with that vibration of that type of personality and that type of situation, and they just chime in their little thing. Everybody's comfortable conversation. But talk about something about who we really are, what we're here for. It's tricky. Nobody wants to get real about that kind of stuff, because inside us all there's so much self-loathing, I guess is the word that comes to mind. But a lot of people just have decided that whatever they've done in the past, I guess here be the rub. We're all told that we're no good by everybody, because when your parents don't feel good about themselves, then they reflect that on to us. So you're carrying down. It's sort of like the sins of the father are put upon the son. That's what that means. You just, whatever self-doubt, whoever was around you when you were growing up, they instill that on you. The more sensitive a person you are, the more spiritually adept you would be, but the more sensitive you are to the people who are putting fear out there. So it's a real disabler for everybody, but some people feel it more. But anyhow, so I go to that helicopter view. Let's back up. When you're feeling funky about things, or funky about yourself, or if you could be aware that you're not on the spiritual journey because you're trying really hard not to be on it. Because you just got to trust in the process and retrain your brain up. When we were kids, we changed up things all the time. Whatever you did, yesterday afternoon on the playground will be totally different today. Unless it was so great yesterday, we're going to do it again today. Otherwise, you're just changing it up all the time. And some days, then you're not going to school. And your kid's just like, oh, we're not going to school. So you just do whatever other fun thing comes. But we've lost that. We're sort of locked down on this paradigm of who I am and how I have to show up towards everybody, and how I have to behave, and what I have to like, and what I have to talk about as far as what I've done, and what my stories have to be, and what my sense of my environment and my interpretation of the events of the world. I got to come at everybody with the same ones. I don't feel that way, but I feel like people are kind of locked in that. There's a lot of fear to even try something different. So I talk about this spirituality, and it's tricky. I get it. I'm not going to pin anybody and say, there's no judgment. In fact, you might as well put it out as judgment, because that's what you're trying to get past. The self-judgment, the self-doubt, the unworthiness, aka all that fear stuff. It's in the back of our heads. It swims around and races through our minds so much sometimes. The worry sort of comes out of it later. If you don't feel worthy and you're not being who you really came here to be, then you're going to have a lot of weight on your shoulders, and life's gonna be tricky. That's how you know you're not tuned into your highest self. It's really tricky when you're not. When you are, lonely but not tricky. So it's much more invigorating. But anyhow, so helicopter view. I always talk about this, but we're an energy ball, right? There's nothing here we need to accomplish. There's nothing here we came here to fix. There's nothing we could do wrong. There's nothing we could break. The energy ball version of the collective consciousness, we're all just a source of that collective energy that creates universes. And this planet resonates with a certain vibration, picks up a certain type of predominant frequency, and we live here. We've manifested as humans, and it's only one job to come here to do. You're only 0.001% solid matter anyway. The little vibrating particles that are in you can't really be hurt. The energy never ends. The energy creates the vibration that we call a human. It feels solid. But there's nothing solid to me. Not really. It's just an energy ball vibrating. We have those chakras and the energy swirling spots. They can see them all now with science tools. But it's a weird conversation. No one wants to look into it. Just like we don't study placebos. We study, you know, all the tweaking chemical stuff. We can play with the hard parts, play with the chemicals, play with the broken components in the body. Let's not play with the energy that causes that, that created that. I don't get it. What's the aversion to energy, to even the conversation? Why doesn't, you know, a lot of people are uncomfortable with just the whole concept of, are you saying, you know, my body, my God, you know, I'm not going to get into all the different ways that people can identify. It's just that, are we open to new ideas, I guess is the question. Are we stuck in our old paradigms? Or can we recreate ourselves and be something different? Well, from the helicopter view as an energy ball, I think it makes it a little easier. Bigger than the helicopter view, this planet is an energy ball. There's no solidity to the planet. The whole planet's a vibrating orb, and we're a little vibrating particle on it. And we have this illusion like everything's solid, and things move around, and they're orderly. And they are orderly. But our thinking is orderly. The whole vibration of the whole planet has come to a vibrational common denominator, and that seems real orderly. But it doesn't mean that it isn't totally malleable. It is totally malleable. But our journey here for this conversation is just us getting comfortable in this vibration, getting some synchronicity between your mind and your body parts. All your cells all vibrate at different vibrations, and the chemicals of fear run through your body and turn on and off different vibrations, and there's all kinds of wild frequencies going on inside you. But our only job here was to come here and see if we can't get in touch with this vibration. There's nothing else to do. When you're not in touch with this vibration, with your collective consciousness, with your higher self, when you're not in touch with it, when you're not feeling at ease, you're not feeling the clarity, you're not feeling the synchronicity of life, you're not feeling the perfection of everything unfolding, you're not feeling responsibility for the events that you see in your life, and knowing that you have the power to recreate them any way you want. If you're not feeling that way about it, then you're not tuned in. And anything then you're doing in your life is just a waste of time. Because you only came here to do one thing, to tune in. Tune in, tap in, turn on. If you're not tuned in, tapped in, turned on, then listen to this video a few times. Listen to other people who are talking this way. And open up to the idea. It's just opening to the concept, really, because the teaching part of it's very easy. And you can understand it as simply and as complicated, and there's a million different ways to interpret what the vibration is that's going on around us and how to best amplify it, how to stay in the positive sense of it, and maybe a little tiny bit of, can I help anybody else? But otherwise, there's nothing here to do, to fix, or to get. And you're not going to go get something so that you feel good, then you'll celebrate. No, you got to feel the celebration. Then the good things come. Feel the celebration. That's such a weird thing to explain. Vibration's a weird thing to explain. Move towards love is a weird thing to explain. Follow the path of least resistance, that's a weird thing to say. I'm an energy ball. I'm traveling. I mean, we know it as scientists know. We're traveling over 500,000 miles an hour across the galaxy right now as we're talking. I mean, things are not as we know it. The particles would have blown off the planet, and the planet would be all shredded. It's an energy orb moving around. It has nothing to do with the particles that happen to be gathering and making it seem solid. So you're able to tap into the energy that creates the galaxy. And all clarity and all the miracles that, we call miracles because no one wants to look into them and say, well, how do you do that? There's plenty of people around here that are healers and channels and can tap in, and so many of us have had those synchronicities where things just happen. But but to just even talk about it, you got to figure, well, if nobody really, not nobody, but not many people, I haven't run into anybody. Have I really? I ever run into anybody who's like really on a spiritual journey? I've run into religious people. I felt like they just had a religion job. So yeah, so what are the odds, right? How many people are out there? I know now on the planet, because we're moving to a more positive vibration, because we're traveling so damn fast around the galaxy, but it's 24,000 years to do the whole circle back to where we are. But we've done this 1,000,000 times. Just like the sun spins around or the planet Earth spins around the sun millions of times. So we've been around this galaxy millions of times. We've been in this spot. You popped in, you got the winning lottery ticket, and you're a human on the planet Earth right now. You only came here for one reason. You're an energy ball, and you want to tune in, and you want to get this human body to tune in. So pursue the tune in part of life. I know that's not really it's not a how-to book, and here, sign up below, and here's the book on how to do it. You've got to, it's the only obstacle is the part I'm talking about right now. Believing that you're worthy. Because it's not complicated. You got to put stuff down, you got to slow down, you got to get aware of your thoughts, of what you're thinking. And as you're aware of your thinking and you feel like that feels funky, you got to try to figure out, well, how is it perfect? It's all good. Let it just float out of your head for a second, get a little bit of peace between this thought and now this thought, that little piece of quiet mind for a second while you're following between those two thoughts. That's your wedge. Start there and just keep prying open. And just let things go. You got to put everything down and say, I was carrying everything because I thought I needed to carry everything I needed with me in life. And I've been carrying it in pockets and backpacks and everywhere, all over me, and it's been dragging me down. So now that I've got this realization, I'm just going to stop and put everything down. Take the backpacks off, take the coats off, take all the stuff off. And realize that you get the stuff as you go along. The world pulls together all the pieces to make whatever little scenario you're envisioning for your life as you walk it. The wisdom comes at the moment you need it. The synchronicities of the people come at the moment you need it. The food comes at the moment you need it. It all just works in synchronicity. And then you just realize, oh, that's how it works. I give more now too. So everybody gives more because everyone deserves more. Because there's more worthiness. Because there's less fear. Because we know we're just an energy ball spinning 500,000 miles around the galaxy and getting pulled by black holes and groupings of planets. And it's going to make it a little bit like, you don't feel it swishing you around, but the overall hum is a little tricky. You don't realize what the other 95% of our brain that we don't use. We know it's there. We know we don't really know how it works. We don't know why. There's energy outside of us. We can measure that now. And there's energy in other people's brains get sparked when I'm thinking near them. It's a soupy energy radio, like a phone. I'm projecting a message and I'm receiving. And you only came here to energetically put out one message. I want to express my version of love, vulnerability, and perfection. Worthiness. I am statements. I am statements are the most powerful thing you can make. So start with whatever level of I am statement you got in whatever medium you like. Crayon on a coloring book will start it out just beautifully. And maybe you write something down sometime. Maybe you say something in a cell phone and send it to somebody. Maybe you never send it to anybody. Just start ticking up your feeling of who you really are and the lack of worrying about anything that's going on around you. You can set everything down for the rest of your life. Who cares? Go within and find your inner gift. What'd you come here to bloom out? It'll be a little nudging desire, and it feels really good. And when you feel that really good nudging desire, you just follow it. And you like a dog on a sniff when it smells like less, then you go the other direction and you just keep following with your nose. And it just goes at its pace, and everything starts popping in your life, and you realize, oh, this is synchronistically just going the direction of my innermost desire, and I'm loving every step, every day, every moment. If you're going to really love this moment and have the power of this moment, so that you're really like, this moment I'm tapped in. When you get to that sort of sense of your environment, just plug in the question, or the wanting of something, or the whatever. And it just pops up. Do that enough times and you're like, all right, no need for it to come so fast. Let's slow it down. Let's just play with it. What really makes me excited? And then you go into things in life with some real purpose and some real, I don't want to say drive, that's too pushy of a word, but just allowing the synchronicities to happen, allowing the perfection to unfold, allowing whatever unfolds to be okay. Because whatever unfolds is part of the perfect tapestry of the energy vibration across the planet. It can't be any different. There's nobody deciding, oh, good, give him, he's ready for something tougher, she's ready for something easier. There's nobody has time to divvy all that out. It's just a vibrational harmony. Just lean in the direction of acceptance of everything that's coming and showing up around you in your life, and everything that showed up in your life in the past. Repaint it in your mind and say, you know what, it was good. It was perfect. I am glad that happened that way. I have grown from that. And I know that everything's just nudging at me, making life more difficult for me, so that I let go. Put everything down. All right. I think that's a good place to wrap it up. You're an energy ball. Love on it. Love on yourself. And accept what's happening around you, and accept other people and leave them alone. And take the time that you deserve to focus on your sense of self. Because nothing else matters and no one else can give it to you. It's just you here learning to bring in the acceptance. You can move that towards love, but acceptance maybe is the first sort of soft step. All right, I'll accept that I'm here and I'm okay and I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't messed it all up yet, so let's go forward with a whole different mindset. It's like breaking a drug addiction. You gotta get out of your atmosphere, you gotta get out of your relationships, you gotta get out of your common patterns, everything. Because you wake up and get off the same side of the bed in the same part of the room, you're going to have the same sense of like, where am I going with my day? Oh, that was fun yesterday when I had the afternoon off and it was sunny outside, and I went outside and sat in the woods and talked about the perfection of the universe around me as I know it. But that's not realistic, but it is realistic. But it won't feel realistic tomorrow when you wake out of your bed the same direction, the same spot. So go move your bed in a different part of the room. Wake up different tomorrow. Because when you wake up, that's the magical time. You can get a whole fresh start to your life. A lot easier than the end of a funky day. But anyhow, maybe you do it right now. Anyway, all right, so love you guys. Keep on trucking. All right. So don't forget to throw love bombs on other people. And it makes you feel stronger. You just keep giving and pushing. But not doing. Don't do anything for anybody. Be really, really selfish. Love on yourself. Then you'll have something to give. You say, when will I have something to give? When will I know? I don't know. But it's better to err on the side of waiting too long and just working on yourself and leave everybody else alone. All right, that's the end. I'm rambling. See ya.